Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday Live Lesson. My name is Aldrine Guerrero, joined by Mr. Kahai, the Legend Fergan, is on this side. I want to say Aaron, but Kahai, the Legend Fergan, on this side. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
And we have Aaron, the Voice Nakamura, on my right here. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
They've kind of switched places today because next week we are actually going to be Kahai-less. So sorry to the KFC, but Kahai will not be here next week, and he's basically training Aaron to do the Kahai job, or the Kahai part of this job anyway.
What parts of the Kahai?
Yeah, just
bare minimal.
really just like a 1% of what Kahai does here. Like if anything were to happen to Kahai, I don't know what we would do. Running around with like chickens without heads and stuff, right, Kahai?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
I'm still trying to make sure that the stream is running okay.
This is, so to kind of peek behind the curtain, this is actually take two, right? We had a take one, and take one didn't go so well. This is take two. Hopefully, take two goes pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's like people in the chat are getting the stream now, so I think it's working.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, so Kahai, you want to tell the KFC where you're gonna be next week?
I'm just gonna be visiting my my sister guys and my new nephew.
Okay,
so.
I just don't want them to worry, because where's Kahai? What happened? Did he leave? Did he finally quit? Like he's been saying for many years now.
One too many under the boardwalk. Last one was the last
exactly. I don't want you guys to think that something happened to Kahai. But yeah, he's going off to a faraway land.
At first, I tried to time it with the week that you were gonna be gone too, but then I needed to get a flu shot, so I couldn't see my sister guys that week either. So it ended up just being I'll be a couple weeks later. Yeah.
After you get the flu shot, does it take a few days or a week and stuff before you can go? I don't know. I've never taken a flu shot.
They said 2 weeks. You want to be 2 weeks to be to totally clear.
Like a buffer.
Yeah. And
it's just because Kira had a baby, so
congratulations.
You want to be around
the
baby
yeah.
Kira and Earl, I probably could go up and they'd be fine, but it's the baby though.
Yeah, I had to get a bunch of shots too, when my kid came and stuff. Whooping cough is one of them.
The Tdap.
Yeah, Tdap and the flu shots and stuff. So I get it, man. I get you. Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. I remember I had to tell all the it was actually a great excuse, before we headed to the ukulele stuff, because I had my mom take it, and there's just some family members you don't want touching your kid or holding or carrying your kid and stuff. So it's a great excuse because they're like, "Oh, can I hold it?" I'm like, "Oh, you didn't get your Tdap shot."
So
only my mom can hold her. So here you go, mom. Yeah, it was kind of like that one. You gotta take the shot, and this particular family member has 5 kids. She's probably taken the shot a million times or something. I'm like, no, just don't touch. Don't touch my baby. But yeah, it was cool. So good luck, Kahai. Have a safe trip next week, and I'm sure the KFC will miss you. All right. So here on Thursday Live Lesson, what we do is we answer any and all of your questions. We get a bunch of questions via email, via mail, via whatever, instant message, text, phone calls, whatever you guys may have, or however you guys can give it to us. We try to answer them as best as we can. I will try to answer it, and then Aaron and Kahai over here will give in their 2 cents, and we'll try to come up with a super answer just for you folks. But disclaimer: we're not always 1,000% correct. Sometimes we're only 900% correct, right, Kahai?
I think most of the times we can say that we fumbled our way to an answer. I don't know if it's a good answer, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, so we don't need the emails of the actually emails, right, Guy? Do you get actually emails?
Yeah, sometimes, and sometimes it's I don't mind it.
Explain the actually.
Actually is when somebody says something
to correct you. Yeah.
What is a good one is a Star Wars one, right?
In that scene in Empire Strikes Back, Luke, Darth Vader goes, "Luke, I am your father."
Actually, he doesn't say that I am your father.
No. I am your father.
Yeah, he doesn't say Luke
I don't
either.
think
Yeah,
so. He says
yeah.
no. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, they said my father was like a good dude. It's like, no, I'm your father.
But that's
Spoilers, sorry, spoilers. The people who haven't seen Empire Strikes Back.
I was gonna watch all the movies.
I know,
and then I
before
was
the
gonna
last
watch
episode
the
9 comes out.
You ruined it for me now.
Right on. Sorry. Let's go, Aaron. So Aaron's gonna grace us with the first question. Or do you have the questions?
I still have the
Okay.
question.
I thought Aaron's gonna do the co-host.
Yeah, sorry. So this is from Wesley, and he says, technically speaking, why does the ukulele sound so different depending upon where on the strings you strum? Does it have something to do with harmonics? I noticed that my ukulele sounds the sweetest when I strum over the 12th fret. Do you move your strumming or picking position from song to song, or even from section of song to section of song? Can you think of any good examples of ukulele artists who might do so?
Okay, that's a pretty easy question. It's all about tension and stuff. Like, when you string up your ukulele, of course you're tightening it up here. So if you're strumming it at a certain place, it's actually like you're letting it. You're letting the tension kind of do the work for you, because for example, you're taking your thumb here. If I'm going to play the A string, you're going to go here, you're going to build tension, and then you're going to let it go. And then like that's the strings vibrating up and down like this is what's creating that noise. Yeah, it kind of uses the body of your ukulele like a speaker box, and just kind of projects it out. So if you're strumming here, or I'm not strumming but playing the uke here, you're going to get different sounds because you're actually kind of cutting that string right where you are. So on the 12th fret, it's pretty much exactly in the middle between the nut part of your ukulele and the saddle. So if you're strumming it here, it's at its most, I don't know what the scientific terms are. Aaron, can you help me out here? Was it right here in the middle would be like
that's like a node, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the thing is.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds right.
Yeah, I will go with that. He's got like a bachelor's in science or something. He's
something. Not in physics.
Better than us, right, Kahai?
Yeah.
Sure. We went to school hard knocks, Aaron. Okay. Aaron's probably better than me than that too. So anyway, the more you the higher you go up to the frets, is you're basically kind of you're strumming here. So this much has not that much movement. So that's going to make the sound of your ukulele a little bit on the thinner side. So the closer that you get to the 12th fret, where it is in the right in the middle, where you're just cutting it right in the middle, it's going to give it the fullest sound. So that's why you're saying that, when I strum in the 12th fret, it sounds full. It sounds like that's the sweet sound you want. But then the higher that you go up, the thinner the sound is going to get. I really like to strum right here. Okay, where this is going to give me the biggest sound and stuff. I like to kind of cut it a little bit here. One, for comfort. Two is to kind of give it a little bit more brightness to the ukulele, because it is just a tad bit tighter. So because it is just a tad bit tighter, it's gonna give me a different kind of attack. Okay, so the attack on the string is going to be a slightly tighter attack, therefore making it a little bit more responsive for me. But that's just really personal preference at that point. Examples.
Also, you don't run the risk of whacking the neck.
Yeah, because when you strum here, your pointer finger or whatever finger you're using to strum your ukulele is going to risk whacking the neck of your uke. So here it's like it clears it. You're not strumming like so high like this that you're gonna hit that part of your ukulele. You're kind of strumming right here. You're keeping it. You want to keep it here. If you're doing like. Taimon is the only person that I know that can do that elegantly. You know what I mean? Like she can strum from all the way up here, still land with the grace of a swan, right, Kai?
Yeah.
Right. So, other examples of of people that might want to, or techniques that you might want to kind of utilize the tighter kind of end of the string is if you're using palm mutes, for example. So if you're we talked about this last week, but if you're using this part of your palm, placing it on your bridge and just kind of playing, you want it to be tight, and your your fingers are here, one, because they're connected to your palm, and this is the only part that you can kind of get to. But also, because it's such a very high attack, because it's so tight, you actually get a better sound than if you were to do this and you were to do it up here. So it's a little bit more responsive, and the attack is better down here anyway. When you have your palm mute and you're doing your attack there, that's one way to do it. Also, if you want a tighter attack, a brighter sound or whatever, you can kind of move it down here. So instead of going now if I play that here. Very, very bright and very tinny. So if that's what you're looking for, start to kind of play it down here. So it's just really personal preference of what kind of sound you want. You're cutting the strings either here, so where it's the loosest, and here where it's the tightest, and so it's here. You got guys like Peter Moon, who's like playing up here. He's like doing this kind of stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I mean, you can pretty much just come up with whatever you feel like would match the type of music that you're playing. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think like even though like we say like, oh, this is a sweet spot for strumming and you want to try and optimize for like here or to do these things, it's like really something that you should try like everywhere. And you never know like when we talked about too, like there shouldn't be like one way you hold the chord, right? Because you never know when the situation is going to come up where it's like, oh, I need to hold it this other way, and I've been practicing
great idea.
to hold it with my pinky for this whole time or whatever. So it's
Same
like
thing.
It's not gonna be harmful for you to test out like different positions to strum
different
on.
ways.
Like and just know like I think just keep an open mind that like, oh, if you find something that's better, then it's like, oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
And then this isn't as good, and kind of just.
But it's just like the general like it just sounds. Like pretty good for everything, like an all-purpose kind of strum to strum right here.
Yeah. And I think like that's for most people, and then for most people and just most ukuleles and most types of strumming, it's just gonna work for that, like 90% or whatever. But you never know when it just might be that 10%.
For example, if I'm like playing at church or something, like I've talked about this before, a lot of guys at church, like they like the that chorus effect and stuff, and I feel like that kind of gives you a pseudo like chorus effect now. That kind of brightness that comes along with with playing down here, you can kind of do that. So it just depends on the situation.
I think you get like some overtones, right? Or like when you do that too, so that's why it like kind of sounds like that that chorus effect too. Yep.
So
kind of one of those things that like you would be playing naturally one position and then another would be if you're strumming and then going to finger picking, reposition your hand is not maybe not like drastically a different part where you're hitting the strings. But
it's just like a couple inches. Like if I were to strum here, then I do my finger picking is right over the hole. So if it's like this much,
so you
this
go
much
from
space.
Strumming
So I strum
right
here. Strum here, and then I finger pick here.
So you just kind of reposition your hand. But I mean, it just depends on what you're kind of going for as far as the sound for that particular part of the song that you're playing.
I do like the attack, the closer it gets to the to the bridge, but then too close to the bridge is a little bit too much. That's when I do my finger picking, and then we talked about this before too, but having it closer to the sound hole actually is more close to the bridge. It's not necessarily going to the sound hole, going over the sound hole, but it's more going closer to the bridge and making that attack a little bit tighter. But a tighter attack, because you're doing this finger picking, you're using the strength of your fingers, which is not as much as the strength of your wrist and your full hand when you're doing strums. So you're kind of compensating that as well.
Yeah. I think like some people think that when you move from strumming to finger picking, it's like you lift up your whole arm and you like rotate it and then you put it down in a totally different position. But it's like really it's really subtle, and it's just you want to keep it like as minimal as possible, right? Because that's just the most efficient way that you're gonna move from fingerpicking to strumming, anyways. So if you feel like you have to like reposition your whole body to fingerpick, it shouldn't be like that. It should be pretty similar, but it's just like a little bit of tweaking with your arm position and your hand. Yeah.
Can you show that real quick?
What's
just
that?
The strumming to fingerpicking.
See, like I strum here.
Could you maybe show it too, like where you lift off the ukulele completely, like or like you're not holding it on your lap, but you're just like because some people think too like that you need to hold it, right? Like
something like that.
Just to kind of demonstrate the positioning that you're kind of changing between strumming and fingerpicking. But it's not
too drastic. Not too drastic.
Yeah.
It's like a couple inches, maybe 1 or 2 inches.
And we've talked about it before too, where it's like a strap or something might help because it just like makes it so your ukulele isn't as like
you don't gotta think about it
floppy when you're repositioning.
Yeah.
But then it also shouldn't be like the be all end all of like I need a strap to do both, like to switch back and forth. It's like no,
what am I gonna do?
You can
no
do
strap.
It like
yeah. It was built without straps. Can be played without straps, right, Kahai?
Yeah. A lot. If you feel like you need something to be able to play better, it's like maybe, but usually it's not the case.
When you play Kahai, when you play standing up, do you go strap or strapless?
Strapless. I don't think
even with guitar.
No, with guitar.
But ukulele, you don't.
Even with guitar, like I might go strapless. Just
like mandolin, because that's kind of heavy.
It's heavy, but I don't
really.
Oh, I do have a strap for it, but I'm lazy. I don't think about putting on my strap. Like, you know, when you grab the
extra step.
Yeah, when you grab it, I have instruments all over my room, and I just grab it, pull it down, and I start playing. So I don't think about like I don't think I've ever played ukulele with a strap, and I have straps on my guitars and stuff, but I'll just pull it down and start playing too.
Yeah, actually, what drove me to using a strap for ukulele is my old Ovation, my old Applause, because it was so heavy that like I just couldn't.
The back is round.
Yeah, and it's just uncomfortable to like hold on stage for like an hour or 2 hours, depending on like on the gig. And it was just uncomfortable, and it comes with like the strap, like the strap pegs and stuff. Yeah. So it was one of those like, let me just try this out. I'm like, this is a game changer. And then I got a Kamaka after that, a Kamaka tenor, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just use it without a strap. But I've noticed when I watch videos of myself and stuff, especially if I'm doing like the tremolo, I'm like doing this weird like knee thing and whatever. I'm like, okay. That needs to stop. Yeah. So it went a little bit too low too. So I'm like, strap.
My sister has a Ovation guitar, and it's like even that, like I think even sitting on your lap, it's hard to hold to you.
Slide off.
So like even if it's supposed to be like the most stable, where you're sitting down, it's on your lap, you're not moving around or anything. That thing is still like super slippery. It's just like
it's kind of meant for a strap. But I mean, somebody about a month ago, somebody asked if I have a strap on my fluke ukulele because I use that a lot, and that has a plastic rounded back too. Yeah. And I told him that I've never used a strap with a fluke.
It's light, that's why. It's like light now.
Light.
Yeah.
I think.
And then it's a little tougher to hold like while standing up. But you can figure out a way to do it. Yeah. It's not that hard. You just kind of have to reposition. I don't know if you want to show that. So instead of like having my arm here, like where I just kind of have it on a flat area.
So here is Aaron's fluke. Instead of playing it up here like how you normally would and stuff, you just adjust it to down here. So you just kind of hold it in a bit of position.
Yeah, I don't know if it's tuned, but.
like enjoying low G recently. Oh. Well, it's that time of year, folks. Everyone listening to Michael Bublé on their iTunes.
Yeah.
Or
That's what he's
Johnny
for.
Mathis, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, instead of chances are, you're going, just hear those sleigh. Right, Kai? You want to sing with me real quick?
No.
Oh, no.
No, we don't want to sing too much of
I
that,
thought we
right?
could be Bing Crosby and Johnny Mathis doing it, you know? Right? We got to do one of these. Let's do a duet one of these days.
I'm not as excited about
Baby,
that.
it's cold outside. Let's see, we gotta do. We gotta do it. Yeah. I really can't stay. You gotta do original key. That's why he's leaving.
That's the end of that song. I really can't stay. And then the door closes. End of song. There's no convincing.
No, for real, I gotta go. All right, so next question.
Yeah, so actually this question is from the forums and it's from Mark.
Okay.
But he kind of he found a podcast where we talked about his question before. But I thought it would
One
be
of our podcasts?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, where we kind of answered his question, but
Okay.
I thought it would be good to bring it back up and maybe add more to the previous one.
Okay.
So he said, "Hey guys, Priya and I have started our own ukulele improv jam out of
Ooh.
our house.
Cool.
What general tips do you have for making a productive/fun jam? What are something we can only work on together as a group? And what do you enjoy or have learned from jamming with others?"
I love jams and stuff. A cool one.
So they're like inviting people over
Over
to
to
their
their
house?
I don't know. He said that they just started their own ukulele. Yeah, I don't know if it's just him and Priya like are kind of trading improv
Just a
back and
club,
forth.
like just
Yeah.
it's a very
Or
small
if
club.
Whoever wants to come over and then
All
Yeah.
they
Well,
just choose some chords and play them, and then anybody
yeah,
can
maybe.
improv
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
A good idea is to have a songbook. I know you guys are doing like an improv, ukulele improv class and stuff, but it's really good to kind of break the ice by playing just some fun songs. You know what I mean? If you're looking to kind of meet up for an hour, 2 hours, and doing improv for 2 hours is going to kind of get old fast. Like I love improv. I love just kind of jamming and stuff and like giving chords and like, oh, let's just kind of jam along and stuff. But there has to be some kind of thing that you guys there has to be some kind of structure where you guys can play, and songs really do that. Even just to play a couple songs in the in the beginning, or maybe even take a song that you already kind of know, and then let's play what's a good song? Like You Don't Write, for example. So G, B minor, and C for You Don't Write, and then like kind of sing the song. And when it comes to the solo, everybody can take a solo. Everybody can improvise on that one song. So improvisation doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, everybody just shout out chords and stuff, which you can. You can do that. Just shout out chords and just jam to those chords. But you can actually take songs that you would play on like a regular ukulele club, like Drop Baby Drop, like Island Style, like all that stuff that people like, because you kind of want to like play something that people enjoy as well. Like I said, if you're just doing improv, it's gonna get old quick. So just do stuff like that. Do fun stuff. I like doing a lot of reggae songs, and just like me and my friends would just kind of jam to that reggae song, because usually they're like 2 chords, 3 chords. It's like super fun. But yeah, come up with like a nice songbook of like just songs that people like and easy to follow, and also easy to improvise to. And then you can play a couple of those songs first, and then you can move on to the, all right, everybody want to pick anybody want to pick a key, and let's just kind of jam in that key, and then go back to another song. So just kind of every now and then like space it out, and it gets pretty fun, like when you do it that way. Another thing is to have good communication with the people in your club, like have some kind of email thing, be like, hey, we're gonna meet up on this day. Can everybody make good communication? I mean, I know that goes without saying, but you'd be surprised like how many clubs I've tried to kind of be a part of, and I didn't know that it was canceled like last minute because they didn't inform the people and stuff. So make sure that you're good on that. Make sure that you have somebody who is who's like a leader, who will lead like the jam, or even just the improv. You're like, okay, you go next, and then you go, and then you improv, and then my turn, and then okay, then you then you again, or whatever. Like have somebody that will direct. And have that person directing will be the person to give the solos to.
I think with me and my friends, like, well, I guess one of our friends, he would be the kind of person that might do that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't want to tell my friends like who should solo or what, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that if they don't want to, like, you're just like, nah, just go to this person. Like that person also has a say. If you want to do a solo or not, if they just want to just jam.
Like, or I was thinking like maybe you can, if you don't, if that is like a super good thing. It's really good if you have somebody who's like that, who can take leadership and just like point out people and be like, you're gonna solo and then you're gonna solo.
Yeah.
But then if not, and then it's kind of should be like that thing where it's just like, oh, okay, we're going to just take turns soloing and stuff. Maybe you can just set like something where, in the song itself, it's just like, oh, everybody's going to have 2 bars and we're just going to go in a circle. That when that person's
your turn,
stuff is done, then it's your turn,
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go, like, then when it comes to you, you can just go like, oh, pass it on to the next person or whatever.
If somebody doesn't delegate, one person's doing a solo, I'm like, I'm going to out-solo that person.
Yeah.
Like someone's just going to come in, like, oh, okay. And then people are going to get their feelings hurt, i.e. me. And then like, oh, I guess I'll just play here with my ukulele and then like just be grumpy the whole time, Nah. Also, the leader will and the person who, they don't just delegate the solos. I was gonna say this earlier, but they also like direct the beginning and the end of the song because that's very, very important. Like I said, these things goes without saying, but you'd be surprised.
When like ukulele jams usually don't have this, but like the way that I would think about doing it is like if I'm playing with my friends.
Yeah.
Is ask like the drummer to play something and then to play every 2 bars to play something to let the next person know that some kind of fill or something that like, hey, it's your turn next, and then like something just like some sort of timing thing that people can just pick up on and then be like, oh, okay, it's my turn, or and then it's the next person's turn or whatever.
And that's also a cool thing too, is to have people with different instruments. That's usually more fun than just everybody have the same instrument.
But you also don't want to be the only guy with a different instrument. Like you're the guitar guy at the party, and there's like all these ukulele players, and you're like, I'm outnumbered by these ukes.
It's not too bad if there are some other ones.
There's a bass or there's like a cajon or something.
I got
always fun.
I don't like standing out as a guitar guy.
Oh yeah,
but I do like if I am doing that kind of thing, right? I really enjoy that because like Aaron said, it's like kind of more fun when you have different instruments and you're not just hearing like the drone of the ukulele. So like if I'm the only guitarist there, then I know that like, oh, I'm playing the low end and I'm trying to fill in this certain part, right? And usually like if I'm gonna be the guitar guy, the so and so called guitar guy, I would actually like not solo. I'd rather like just listen to everybody else and I'd be the one.
Be the backbone and stuff.
And you can do, as a rhythm player, you can do interesting things too, where it's like, oh, I'm going to add, if we're playing like a pop song, but it could be jazzy, I'm going to add 7th chords to it,
Nice.
Just little things that will like add to the song.
Or build it up, like bring the volume up. When somebody's solo is kind of building.
I was just going to talk about that, but more like, don't drown out, because it is a improv, so someone's gonna solo, so not everyone's gonna be super loud, and if you have 10 people playing ukulele, no one's gonna be able to hear that person. So make sure the director also like tells everyone to kind of like, oh, let's listen to that person's solo, let's kind of bring it down now so that we can hear and stuff.
You know what's a great example of that
etiquettes
is Jack Black at the end of School of Rock. When he's like leading all the kids, right?
Because
he like goes, it's your turn to solo, and it's your turn. And these are kids, right? So they just like go off and they have fun. And he's like, tone it down, ooh, it's a little too spicy.
It's a little too spicy.
Whoa, you're killing me. Just the way that he does it is like, so that like, it's with a kid group, but it's kind of like the same way you want to do it with adults. It's just fun. You can tell that they're just having fun.
Spicy update. 1 week ago, was it 1 week or has it been 2 weeks now?
No,
1 week ago, we started this challenge for myself. It was 10:24. It is now 10:31, and we are down this much. Remember, we started up here. So it's been this much now. If you have not voted yet, or like have not put down your bets on how long it'll take for me to go all the way down here to finish this bottle. Yeah. The prizes are, I'm gonna give away either one just like this if you like hot stuff, or I'll give you one of the pineapple ones which is not that hot, and I'll give something special from my personal collection. Let's just say that. How about that? Oh, enticing. Secret reward from my own personal collection.
We actually had some or before I do this actually, I wanted to bring up that Devin said that he's actually going to their jam.
Oh yeah,
and
cool.
It is like gonna be like a thing where they invite people. So that's really cool.
Nice.
I mean, we like seeing Mark and Priya just playing by themselves, but it sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And I mean, that's really one of the best ways to get better is to jam with people. Like that's how I got better. Aaron, Kahai, all of us got better just by jamming with other people. Like really, that's the best way to learn. Jamming with other people in person really is like the best way to do it. But even then, like as a high schooler growing up and liking like punk music and that kind of stuff, like there's nobody on Kauai who's like, hey, you want to jam punk music? Except for you. Like I think you, but that was way past high school. I have found 3 guys that wanted to jam. So I called him my friend Ernie Johnson. Shout out to Ernie Johnson. We're jamming, and he's got a couple friends that we went to bandwagon one day because I really wanted to play my my Gibson guitar and just kind of just rock out on it, and we were jamming. It was good fun. Ernie's awesome. Thank you, Ernie. Ernie loves Kaloa. Instagram, follow him. He's cool. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, so like since I didn't have anybody in person to jam with, like just finding music online though, and like like listening to either other people jamming themselves and leaving pockets for other people to play in, or just playing along to musicians.
Right.
That is like as good as you're gonna get, and learning and just growing as a musician.
And I feel like that was the that was the intent of like the play-alongs that we do, so that you're not just kind of playing it by yourself. You're like, okay, I guess it kind of sounds like this. Me playing it in in the in whatever speed that I play it in, and you following along with me is kind of emulating that of just you jamming with another person. You're basically jamming with me, and and that's how you learn. We feel like that's the best way to learn, is to just jam with other people, and that's the closest that we can get it. And Aloha Friday Live Jams is another great one too, where you just kind of just pick up and play and just kind of jam along. If you can follow along, that's what we don't really do. We don't do strumming patterns anymore. It's like just jam, just play, pick up your ukulele. We don't even care if you're strumming it correctly, quote unquote, correctly. Just strum, just make noise with your ukulele.
It's like it's really cool that YouTube has like that slowdown function. I think that makes it like for picking out like really small details, it makes it so much easier to do that kind of thing. But when you're like jamming with somebody, I kind of think that it's helpful if like even if you can't keep up with them, that you just like try anyways at the right speed, right? Because it's like kind of that just like stumbling, you just keep stumbling, and then you eventually like it just something clicks and you just figure out like, oh, okay, like naturally I'm kind of fitting into this segment better and better and better, instead of like slowing it down and trying to play it with the slowdown, because it works, but then I don't know, it kind of feels like it might be like an unnatural way to learn it, and you might learn instinctively how you fit in better with the song, and how like personally you fit in better with the song. But if you slow it down, it kind of feels like you're dissecting it and you're trying to like it's almost like you're just trying to stamp that song, like take an exact clone of that and just trying to add it to what you, or say like, oh, I can do that.
On some of the private lessons that I've had and stuff, they're just like, oh, I've been working on this song, like they play it and stuff, and it's like 3 beats per measure here, like 4 beats per measure there, like it's really like just kind of like their own way of doing it. And you can tell when someone has used the play along, to kind of help them get the groove for the tune, and somebody who's just kind of learning it on their on their own. There's a big difference. So I always like suggest to those people to like check out the play along, really play along with the play along.
Even if you can't play up to speed, right, or you're messing up, like keep messing up to the song, because it's just that like you hear it better.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's
it's
what
the
you
groove.
really-
You're gonna
Internalize that feeling.
and that like phrasing, right? A lot of times you can tell like when somebody's just like, oh, I'm looking at a tab and I'm trying to play along to the tab without listening to anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, besides somebody who's like maybe looking at the tab but also listening to the actual recording and stuff.
It was funny because this like the resurgence of ukulele that we rode on, like when back in the MySpace days, is like when Jake played While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and everyone was obsessed with that song and stuff, and everyone found tabs to that song. But you could always tell if somebody just found the tabs for it and just they just played it, like based off of whatever tabs that they read, they didn't actually like kind of compare it with the Jake video, and the phrasing is always kind of like choppy.
Yeah. Or even like some students that we check out for like private lessons or one-on-one coaching, like you can kind of tell because they'll pause at hard parts.
Yeah.
It's like I remember doing this for piano, right? It's like da na 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 da na na da na na
Like you're finding the
na 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 na, and then my piano teacher's like, Kai, why'd you like, why is that one like so choppy? Like,
it's the fun part.
Yeah, it's like I just got the fun part.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, you want the whole thing to, even if, and it's really hard too, because like even if you mess up notes, it kind of sounds better if it's like in rhythm than like like you just like
it's better to get the wrong notes in the right rhythm than the right notes out of time.
Yeah. And that's a hard thing to overcome. I can totally understand where, because as a player, right, like when you hit a wrong note, you just have that gut reaction like, oh no. But that's just like something that you can you want to try and overcome.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
Like whatever mistake. I mean, like last night we were playing. I think my voice cracked like 5 times last night, but it was like, nope, just keep going. Also, we were playing Europa last night, Kai, and like I stepped on the chord or something, like and it brought the volume all the way down of my ukulele, and it's an ukulele solo. Like Europa is an ukulele solo, but I didn't go, oh no. I just like kind of kept playing, like even though people couldn't hear and stuff, like I just kept playing until I got to a part where it was like it was okay. Went down, fixed the wires and stuff, just kept playing. I'm like, yep. Just keep going.
as the one who does like all the technical stuff for the live lesson and the jam, like, oh, that hurts my soul so much. Like I know exactly that feeling of panic, like, oh no, something went wrong.
Stay calm and keep playing uke.
Like a lot
also there was a part in Come On Eileen where you're doing the riff for
it,
and it was like you got out of sync. And somehow found your way back into sync.
Just don't say anything. Just just like
going.
It's how I meant to do it. It was totally fine. It was right in the beginning too. Like I think I forgot how the riff went.
That's
I think you missed like a
one note
or something, and so you were like totally off.
The down B was on the upbeat.
I was still strumming and just hoping that you would kind of get back, and then you made it back
and got it on there. Like I tried to jump on the train to trip a little bit and then kept running and jumped on the train. I'm like, I'm here. I made it.
That's I think that's something that Adam Neely said that modern musicians have a easier time doing, called like phase shift. Where they can take like they can stay in rhythm and then they can move out of rhythm and they can come back in rhythm, right? And they are and lock in like the pulse with other musicians. Where classical musicians might like shift off and they just might keep drifting off and off and off. So it's just like that is like something that you bring it back to a Mark's question, asking what are something that we can only work on together as a group. Don't be obnoxious about this, but if you mess up, like try and maybe work on just like like keep going, or like making that mess up into like Mike said, Magic Mike. He said like if you make one mistake, just keep making it and it won't be a mistake anymore. Right? It's intentional.
Just keep going. So maybe you could set that up too, right? Like if anybody makes a mistake, everybody else just keep playing.
Yeah,
Just kind of set that
Don't
that
stop
up before you get started.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the person who made the mistake can just kind of jump in at the right time, and you'll get a better sense of being able to do that the more that you do it. So
yeah, we're excited for you guys. That's cool. Let us know if you guys want some like ukulele on the ground stickers to give away on on your ukulele club. And this goes for everyone who wants to start a club and stuff. You can give away some like some stickers and pens and
like
if
stickers.
we get cloths again, cloths.
That's what I was gonna say.
Chord sheets.
We can definitely give away stickers, but the cloths and chord sheets might be a while before we send.
People did get them and stuff. Like I've been getting tagged on Instagram, like they got this.
Cool, but we still have like 6 more boxes.
To send out. They're already like they're already called for.
Yeah.
So okay. We have another question.
I don't think so. I don't know. Did we answer like? I guess we answered this. What do you enjoy or have learned from jamming with others?
Just what I've enjoyed is like other people's company. Really, like when you're jamming by yourself, it's not that much fun. I mean, it's pretty fun, but it's not as fun as if you were to jam with someone else. And the more people, really, the more fun you can have and stuff jamming. One of the things that as far as being a musician, I've learned a lot of like musical courtesy and just what's the word I'm looking for? It's just rules that you follow, jam etiquettes, then when you're jamming. For example, like I mentioned earlier, if someone's doing a solo, you're not gonna just like out solo that that person. So it's just one of those things that at the same time, like this person's trying to do a thing and you're like, oh, I'll make it sound better with some finger picking on the side or whatever. Like even just kind of finger picking might go like clash against what that other person's doing. Is just kind of having the same kind of respect that person gave you while you were doing your solo. You got to give it to that person as well. Also, you don't want to just like really just like rip people to shreds. If I were like to jam with, for example, like a 7 or 8 year old and stuff, and they're like they're really trying to do their best, like to do improv, for example. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna be like, no, this is how it's done. I'm gonna Yngwie Malmsteen it and just rip this kid to shreds. Like, no, I'm like, you want to be encouraging. You want to let the person know that, hey, they're doing a great job. If you feel like they're not doing a great job, you can tell them how they can how can they can get better and stuff, or you can, without being annoying, of course. You want to be like, hey, no, you gotta learn your scales, man. Stop. You grab the ukulele. Stop. Learn your scales first. Don't do that. Run before you can
you're
walk.
Not playing in the right scale.
I'm actually. But you know what I mean? Like just like give nice, helpful advice. So that's another thing that I learned with when jamming with people too. I don't want to be dropping names here, but I jammed with Jake a lot when I was kind of getting started with my professional career, and that really helped me. And when I talked about I worked on my tone and I worked on my attack and stuff, that's really just jamming with Jake. Because when I jammed with him, it was clear like he was playing differently, like when I was doing something with my ukulele, and when I would be backing him up, it was clear that he was playing differently again. And then whenever he did his solos, like and you can just hear it with just like the perfect clarity, and I'm like, how do you do something like that? So jamming is also a great way to bounce ideas off of other people. So when I was jamming with him, and he's just like, okay, cool, like you want to do this thing where it's kind of flesh and goes out to the goes out to the nail of your thumb, and you're gonna get a warmer, bigger tone that way. And I took that and I just kind of ran off with it and worked on it, with the songs that I do. And it's just good camaraderie too. Like you get a bunch of people, and I jammed with with some pretty awesome people in the past. I don't want to name people just because I don't want to forget some people that I jammed with, but there's a lot of different styles out there, and it was really, really cool to kind of get to see some of those up close and kind of jamming and see how my style mixes with that. So that's another thing too, is just kind of to be fluid enough to do whatever they're doing, or to kind of take my kind of like here in Hawaii, like when the different ethnicities are like, oh, we should go cook something together. It's like, I got these carrots, and this person's like, I got these whatever, this patis. And then they just all kind of put it together, and they made like this kind of meal. It's the same thing, like you have your own style of playing, you have your own like amount of time that you've practiced of that you play. You played for 3 years, this person has played for 7, that person has played for 2 months and stuff. Even though they're from different stages of playing ukulele, when you guys kind of come together, each one of these 3 people can bring something to the play. This person's been playing for 2 months. If they can keep a nice steady rhythm, even though they've just been playing for 2 months, that's good. That's the role. And these other 2 guys can kind of come in, make the chords fancier, or add some finger picking, or add some solos and stuff, and then can kind of like maybe go off with that on what that person's doing. So if that person's doing down up, down up, down up, another person might want to add like some rolls and chunks and stuff. It's really cool to just kind of collaborate and come up with all different kinds of sounds when it comes to ukulele and just anything in general, right?
I think I think something that you can do, or like a way you can think of it, is like the golden rule, right? Like, just treat others how you want to be treated. And so it's like when somebody's playing something and you're playing with them, like think about like, oh, it is what I'm playing, is it adding to the group as a whole, or is it just for like my self-satisfaction? Is it making the whole group sound better? Right. And usually, like, if you try to do the thing where it's like, I'm trying to make everybody else sound good, that's like the person who, like, you usually you'll get called back and be like, hey, it was really fun to jam with you. You want to, because everybody likes to hear themselves sound good. So if you can make other people sound better, right, like they're gonna want to play with you. Just kind of the general rules of musicianship,
of life in general. Like, imagine
you want people to play with you again.
Imagine if I went up to like Mark and Priya's jam and stuff, like, oh, Mark, can I plug in my my stack of Marshall amps somewhere, because people
I'm the only one that's gonna be playing through there.
And like I brought my 50-pound pedal board. I've got all my distortion stuff, my delays and whatnot. I'm ready to jam, man. Like, everyone's just like kind of with their just like, oh jeez, why did he come again? Like, Mark's really got to stop inviting that guy over. Like, it's just, you don't want to be that guy.
I think too, like, there's people might see what, like, we call like a jam on stage, like, oh, hey, we're gonna all, like, for San Francisco Uke Fest, right, when you guys were like all like, oh, we're gonna bring everybody on and we're gonna do Purple Rain, and they think like, oh, that's what a jam is supposed to be like when I'm with my friends. But there's a different feeling when you're just with your friends and you're hanging out and you're just playing music, right?
And being on stage and doing that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be so much pressure, and it doesn't need to be where it's like, oh, I gotta nail this solo, or that person has to do this part for that song, It's just, it should feel pretty loose, and it should feel like, oh, I'm just really having fun with my friends. That's all I'm trying to do. Yeah. So I think just like try to keep it fun. Just don't worry too much about even the etiquette stuff. Like, don't let it get to you too much, because it's just.
As long as you're being rude, it's all good.
Yeah. Try not to step on individuals.
Okay, so I want to take the last few minutes to set up a brand new challenge. Can we do that? All right, let's do that. So what we do here on Thursday live lesson is we like to do a songwriting challenge. This was last time's songwriting challenge. It was you write a song based on the parameters that we give you guys. Usually it's pretty easy. For this particular one, it was an open key, meaning you can play in whatever key that you want, C, F, G, A, whatever you're comfortable with, D sharp, I don't know. As long as you have a major 7, that's really all that matters. So for example, if you're in the key of C, you want to use a C major 7, or you're in key of C, you want to use like an F major 7, whatever you want to do, or G major 7 here. As long as you had a major 7, as long as you had just one of them, that was really it for as far as parameters goes. And we have bonuses usually if you write lyrics to your songs that you write. That's good, we do silly things like hot sauce references, adding sus4, and making it a bossa nova song. So we have you can use any of these bonuses to spice up your song, or you can just make whatever you want. It's your song. All we were asking for is just the major 7, really. And if you if you write a song, post it on the UU Plus forums, and then we'll enter you to win a really cool prize. At the end of 4 weeks. So in 3 weeks, we show you guys what we wrote based on the parameters that we have, and you guys have up until the 4th week after we announce the challenge to turn in yours, and we'll announce the winner. And so it's basically just like a random like a randomizer instead of like a random wheel. So it's not like my song was better, it should have won or whatever. Like no, it's like random.
If you enter.
Yeah, if you enter, you have a pretty good chance of of winning, right?
Yeah.
Just depending how many people did it. Okay, so I'm going to erase this and let's take some suggestions from the audience of what you guys would like as your parameters. So while I'm doing this, I guess the lag can catch up and they can give me their suggestions on what to put.
While we're waiting for that too, I also wanted to this one will just be a regular challenge, but I also wanted to bring up like this idea I had that maybe people can give us different challenge suggestions just for us, right? Mm-hmm. And we'll do a Secret Santa where we'll write like person's suggestion just for like their song.
Yeah.
So we might do that in the next time, and we might need your guys' suggestion. We'll make a forum post or something about that if we decide to go through with
why
that.
don't we do like a Thursday Live Lesson regulars Secret Santa? They can like sign up for UU Plus Secret Santa, and you guys can give each other
Write
gifts
me
and
a
stuff.
song about this, and then we'll try to figure out something.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that's.
And then maybe like for that one too, if or like, well, the three of us will each do like a different song for a different person, right? Mm-hmm. But if somebody else like sees the suggestions and decides to do it too, maybe we can send them like something or a prize or whatever, right?
No,
like,
cool.
Do it like that too.
All right. So as far as the necessary stuff, let's pick a key, guys. What's a fun key to play in? Nice and easy.
I pulled up the randomscalmachine.com.
Okay, yeah, go. Give me a.
Should I just do like the 12 keys or?
Yeah, just 12 keys.
Okay.
Well, we don't need to go sharps and flats and stuff.
I never.
G.
Key of
G.
I've never used this site before.
Key of G.
So it could have just been like a random word, just like hippopotamus. Let's
see. What about the key of G? Let's give them a 2-chord minimum.
So I think people are typing in keys, but we could also use this for G, like A minor, E minor.
A minor, as long as your song is in the key of G and has A minor, E minor. I'll show how to play A minor, just for those people that have not yet learned it.
Are you saying that it has to have both A minor and E minor?
Yes, a 2-chord minimum. So as long as your song in G has A minor and E minor, or do you want to go or E minor?
Well, I didn't know if we want to make it easier or we want to keep this one.
Let's make it easy. It's almost Christmas time. Or very, very different. Okay, so you can either, as long as you're in the key of G, and as long as you have A minor or E minor in there, that's it.
Or,
that's the basic parameters.
Or both. You can do both.
Or both. Yeah. Whatever you want. And or.
Yeah.
And / or. A minor and / or E minor. It's good. Let's make it even more fun. But that's it. Really, that's all you need for your song. Now let's draw a line here. Some bonuses that we can add here. Of course, lyrics. What else?
Yoda Sapien said, how about making it like a Hawaiian song?
Ooh. I know what I'm not writing.
Yeah, I was just thinking that's cool.
Authentic Hawaiian.
Authentic Hawaiian song.
I can't wait till I hear everybody's Hawaiian.
Yeah, Hawaiian too. I mean, you can. I don't, whatever. If you're down with writing Hawaiian stuff, more power to you. Anything else?
Lisa said play a chord in another position. So
inversions?
Yeah, inversions. Yeah.
Inversions. What else?
Devin said reference boxer shorts.
Boxer shorts?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Devin said something else too, and I don't know what
You know what I
this
mean?
is.
Like, we say hot sauce because it has a relevance like, to the hot sauce that we did and stuff, but boxer is... Was I showing when I was like crossing my legs? Maybe when I putting a Sharon Stone on the audience? Like, what's going on? Why, Devin?
I don't know.
Maybe not boxer shorts. boxer dogs.
Yeah,
or
I was gonna say boxer dogs. Well, okay.
This is what boxers. It could either be
Or-
boxer shorts, boxer dog, or boxer like Manny Pacquiao.
Our song is due in 2 weeks, right?
3 weeks.
Our songs are due in 3
Yeah.
weeks, and then we're saying theirs are due in 4.
Yeah. Reference is 1F. Sorry, I can't spell.
Well, like in
Is it 1F? Okay. Reference. In 1R, right? Okay. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at spelling.
2 hours total.
Oh yeah, of course.
the thing too about the challenge, if theirs is due in 4 weeks, are we doing that's Thanksgiving? So should we say 5 weeks?
That is
for them?
Thursday. Thanksgiving is a Thursday. Let's get 5 weeks. You know,
So
it's the time for giving. We'll give them 1 more week. Us is still 3.
yeah. So we'll say 5,
Yeah.
3 for us, and then should we also say a Thanksgiving theme or something?
Oh,
to deal with that
okay.
if they're gonna.
Pass the cranberry sauce. We're having mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly like that. Make something like that.
Oh, the turkey looks great. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being there. The whole world's thanking you. Thanking us. Thanking you.
That should
Kill
be
the
a
turkey.
That should be an easy link to find for the references. Okay.
Yeah, look at Bob's Burgers for inspiration. Pass the cranberry, and they also have a great one by I think it was the National who did a cover of like a Bob's Burgers song. They're talking about like, the gravy boat. It's the gravy boat. It's coming around, and like the National, which is like an awesome like very popular band, like did a serious rendition of like a funny Bob's Burgers song. So put that in the link also. It's great.
Okay. I'll see if I
Yeah,
can
sing
find
this in your mouth. I think that's what it's called. Check it out. It's awesome. it's awesome. Like, and they made like a Bob's Burgers made a music video based on that cover. And then they have like the National as like Bob's Burgers characters as sailors in a gravy boat. It's awesome. It's great. It's great. So yeah, that's it. So key of G, have A minor and or E minor in there. Lyrics, Hawaiian. So if you want to make a Hawaiian Thanksgiving song, that's awesome. If you're gonna, we'll just give you a prize if that's what you did. You know, inversions, boxer reference. That's totally up to you for its open interpretation, boxer reference, and Thanksgiving. All right, so that's
put a star next to Hawaiian Thanksgiving song. Yeah, if they do that, we'll give them something. But but also we'll give something to whoever. Just the same thing, right? Like whoever gets the A minor, E minor, and then we'll just put their name in a wheel.
And we're talking Hawaiian, not Hapa songs. We're talking Hawaiian songs. Okay, that's. Because that's like, okay, yeah, you deserve a prize if you write like a full Hawaiian song. Hapa songs don't count.
What?
Kahai, explain what a Hapa is.
Hapa song is like the songs you hear when you go to Waikiki. Like you just
I want to
walking
go
around.
back to my little grass.
English and maybe some Hawaiian words.
Yeah, that's Hapa songs. Yeah, that's actually what they call it. It's not like offensive. That's what people in Hawaii call it, right? Is Holly still offensive? I think it is, right? It's derogatory.
I don't know. Yeah. But whatever.
Depends what the context.
Yeah, I guess so. I was called Holly when I first came here. They're like, "Oh, you're not from here. You're like, we're like,
That's
okay,
hilarious.
I guess. I'm not gonna. I don't even know what that means. I was like in 2nd grade. I'm like, what? But yeah, there it is for this month's challenge. Because this month's challenge or this time challenge. So once again, key of G, A minor and or E minor, lyrics, Hawaiian, inversions, boxer reference, and Thanksgiving. So those are our bonuses. Good luck. Have fun with this challenge. And we'll tell you guys by next week or the week after what we're gonna be giving away. So did we have an idea what we're giving away, Kahai?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Because I thought like, oh, we're gonna give Kololo this time and then Halpia. Then
Yeah.
I know if we're gonna go down that route.
Fresh poi. we'll ship
Not
you
so fresh boy
Yeah.
by the time it comes there.
Some
Yeah.
Kahlua turkey.
If you write a Hawaiian song, a Hawaiian Thanksgiving song, right? You should get some fresh poi or some not fresh poi, and you can eat it like true Hawaiian.
True Hawaiian. The more sour, the better.
You just scrape off
Yeah.
the moldy parts and you just eat the rest. It's like bread. You just cut it off.
You ever heard that little song called Island Style? The grandma, how does she like her poi? Kahai.
Sour.
Real sour.
Not sour, right?
Sour. Real
Yeah,
sour.
sour.
All right, guys, have a great one. Thank you so much for tuning in to Thursday Live Lesson. If you guys want to stick around, there's going to be the one-on-one coaching right after this on UU Plus. Thank you, all of you folks who are listening to this as a podcast. Keep checking us out. We pump out episodes all the time. Even though Kai's not going to be here next week, we're still going to have an episode. It's the Aldrine and Aaron Show. Haha, yay! That's acoustic time. All right, but it's gonna be fun. You know what? And have a safe trip, Kahai. Tomorrow we'll see you guys for the Aloha Friday Night Jam. Anything else you guys want to add before we go?
Is the lesson coming out tomorrow, or is it
Probably
already
later today.
Yeah.
Oh, brand new lesson. You guys are gonna like it. It's kind of a last minute Halloween song, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so if you put it up today, perfect. It's yeah, right. I didn't think of that. I'm like, dang, we should have done this for October's lesson. But it's great. Spoilers. It's a Santana song.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Santana, always fun. We only had one Santana song, two Santana songs so far.
You're teaching that song with Rob Thomas? Is that
Yeah.
What is-
Well, it's a hot one. Like 7 inches from the midday sun. Okay, anyway, yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Or maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Aloha Friday Live Jam. Have a great one. Aloha.